Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Ingrid Jones, and welcome to the second part. It's two-part live show. This time we're talking Smith versus Canelo. Early on, we saw Alexander Usyk become the world cruiserweight champion, the WBO version. Again, we had another WBO title on the line. It was Liam Smith's WBO title, the light middleweight title against Saul Canelo Alvarez in Texas. And Dallas, Texas. And I think tonight, first of all, Liam Smith must be given lots of credit for going in the ring and facing off against Canelo Alvarez. So lots of credit to him. I expected a ballsy performance from Smith, expected to show heart and guts. But at no point in time did I believe that Smith was ready to face Canelo. Canelo is, as young as he is, he's a veteran of what he's been doing. He's been doing it a long time now. I think Canelo started fighting at world level when he was, 20, 21 years old, and fighting some of the top guys in the world. And when I look at someone like Liam Smith, this was his first real fight at world level. First real fight. And you're fighting against the creme de la creme, one of the creme de la creme fighters, the elite fighters in world boxing. And you haven't even fought a guy in the top 10. I always believed that Liam Smith was a poor man's version of Canelo. They fight similar. See, Canelo has had time to hone his craft, learn his skills, develop his skills, find out what works well, what doesn't work well, what combinations work well, when to throw those combinations, when not to throw those combinations, when to tuck up and defend, when to go on the attack. You saw with Smith a lot of waiting, and then trying to get in position, and then now I'm pick the shot and put the shot there, or now I'll pick the shot and put it there. And when you're fighting at lower level tier, British level, those guys will allow you to wait, get yourself in position, find full leverage, and throw a left hook to the body, and you look spectacular. But when you're fighting against upper echelons and you're fighting against elite fighters, they don't give you time like that. And the thing is, when you're fighting at the elite level, you're now fighting guys who are going to hit you back. They're going to take your best shot and hit you back. So Smith should not have been surprised that when he hit a guy with a body shot, they were going to stand there and look at him and keep coming back. The other thing is, when you're at that level that Smith's at, you can throw all the shots you want to throw and have no consequences for it. There's no you don't have to worry about being defensively responsible. So you can be hard, you can be tough, and you can walk through punches and all that stuff. That's fine. But when you're fighting a guy like Canelo Alvarez, who puts his shots together, who's had the time to know what works and what doesn't work, then you see the results of that. Like, again, I go back to this point about British world champions, and Liam Smith is a perfect example of that. A guy that's a title holder, but not a champion, may have a champion's heart and a champion's guts. And I think he's got a good skill set. And I think Liam Smith could be a very good world champion if he was managed the right way. I don't know if it was mandatory for Smith to fight Canelo. I have no idea about that. What I do know is that a year down the line, fighting at world level among better fighters would have brought Smith on leaps and bounds. He could have made mistakes without being exposed in the way he got exposed tonight by Canelo Alvarez. He could have been a better fighter from it. And for me, I think that was one of the key reasons why tonight that he got beat the way he did. If you look at when Liam Smith was loading up to load up to throw those body shots, look it carefully, the shots he was getting caught with is because he wasn't defensively responsible. And because at that level, you make one mistake, boom, you're getting caught. Whereas before, he would have thrown them shots at British level and dropped a guy, or he would have thrown those shots and got away with it. Couldn't get away with it against Canelo. Canelo, when he's getting hit, took the shots, ride the shots, little turns of his head here and there, little movements on the ropes. He was able to do those things, and Canelo was able to absorb what Smith had. Just tuck up. That's experience. That's experience fighting at world level over and over and over again. And all these fighters you see Canelo fighting against, you say, oh, he's not good, he's not great, he's okay, he's world level, but he's gaining that experience. This is where experience is key. And this is why, you know, you look at all these highlight reels of a guy knocking a guy over, but the guys you're seeing being knocked over, those guys don't move anywhere. Those guys, you know, are not good enough. They haven't got good enough skill sets. But then when you get to the higher echelons, like I said before, they're able to ride your shot, slip your shot. When you throw your shot, counter and come back. So Smith was dealing with a lot of things in there. And typical, like I said, in my pre-fight, in the Usyk post-fight live, what did I say he was going to do? Tuck up tight and plunge forward and look to throw body shots. And what did I say would happen? Liam Smith would get knocked out by a body shot. Why? Because Smith is aggressive. Smith is aggressive, looking to throw body shots, and in doing so, left himself open to get hit with body shots. You see, if you'd taken that fight a year later, those same shots that Smith was getting knocked over with, Smith would have probably said to him, you know what, that doesn't work. I'm not leaving myself open to those kind of shots anymore, because he probably would have got caught with those punches by less skilled opponents, and he would have thought, you know what, and may have still retained his title. So I love the way that Frank Warren brought Ricky Hatton, a similar type of fighter, body shots, left hook to the body, you know, tuck up tight, but a lot of body work. I like the way Warren brought Hatton on. I thought he would have done the same thing with Liam Smith. He had the lower league title, which was the WBU title, made various successful defenses against not the top world elite fighters, but, you know, the second tier of world fighters, you know, your top 20, your top 30, and get, you know, Hatton under the radar, getting learning fights. And then when he fought Costa Zoo at the right time, bang, then, you know, Hatton made his move. I thought that was going to happen with Liam Smith, but once he decided to sign to fight Canelo Alvarez, he wasn't ready. That was boy against man. And the results, as you see, when you step into that level of world elite boxing, you know, and Canelo is looking better and better for me. He's an improving fighter. So those are my thoughts on it so far. It's what people are saying now in the room. Don Flamenco says Canelo did good, but Smith is crap. Angel Blackwell X said, good questions from Kellerman regarding Gennady Golovkin. I said it the other day, when those questions that Kellerman were asking, I think he's asked the questions that everybody wants the answers to. But I think what Kellerman mixed out there, Kellerman should have brought Oscar into the conversation and said, okay, why are you not allowing your fighter to fight Gennady Golovkin? What's the holdup? What's the problem? I'd have brought Oscar in then. Instead of having Oscar in the background, smiling and listening to the conversation, Oscar should have been interactive with that conversation. That would have been a more interesting conversation. All right, mate, I just watched Usyk fight twice. Now, he's very good, says Gav Scott. Blackwell said, Smith looked like a walking punch bag in there. Heavy shots from Canelo look hurtful from round one. Of course, he looked like a heavy punch bag because he hasn't understood. He had no idea of what he was walking into at elite level. Brooke had a little bit more of an understanding, but not much more of when you fight an elite level. Don Figures, no, I kind of disagree. As the questions were decent, he posed the questions as if Canelo wants to fight Golovkin badly, but promoters holding him back. Gav Scott says Canelo knew when he was letting his hands go, counter punches were not coming back at him. That's my point. They studied their opponent well. And all Gallagher fighters are tuck up tight, mate. Throw the left hook to the body. Don't move your head. Sit as a sitting target. That is a Gallagher fighter. Know your trainers. Know your trainers. Understand and study your trainers. Tuck up tight. Soak up punishment. Hope the guy runs out of steam. And then come on throwing your own body shots. Now, Smith was banking on body shots. But there's nothing to suggest Smith was a world-class puncher anyway. So you're banking on what? Canelo tiring? Well, for Canelo to tire, you've got to set such a high work rate. You yourself have got to be not only defensively responsible, but also having an offense, which is awesome. So Um, Don Flamenco says Angel Blackwell X more like a sock filled with mothballs. Angel Blackwell said fair enough, but he's asking difficult questions and pushing the issue. Rosado looked stupid, and I didn't bother watching Rosado. I fell asleep. I knew Monroe would win the fight, so I wasted some time. Smith started to hook with a hooker. Well, Joe Gallagher. So who did better, Smith or Khan? Smith lasted longer, but Khan won rounds. Khan has got zero boxing IQ. Zero. Zippo. Zero. Khan hasn't learned his. Khan is making the same mistakes over and over and over again. He's got Zippo when it comes to IQ or boxing intelligence. He just hasn't. He's got a big heart and guts, but he doesn't have the intelligence to put his speed to the, and he gets away with a lot of nonsense, and he'll always get knocked out by guys that are heavy-handed, always. So Duncan Howard says, I agree. Canelo is improving each fight. They were doing the same things. Canelo just had 20% more power and accuracy. The other thing you've got to notice about Canelo, he came out the tracks fast. He's like, you know what? I've got a set of work right here. I've got to show from the start that I am coming here to win a title. Do you know what I mean? So he came out in the blocks fast and jumped on Smith and let Smith know this is what it's at. Didn't get Smith the confidence to try and get forward. Hit him hurt him body to the body early, and let him know he's in a real fight. And Smith had faced nothing like that in his career. So, what you had there was Smith fighting back out of everything he could offer, but just didn't have the experience. If Canelo had picked, let's say, Charlo or J-Rock or Andrade at 154, he would have lost. Another cherry pick at a lower weight class. Sure, agreed, but we knew that. It's no point complaining about it. You know what was going on. Hi, everyone. Angel Blackwell says, Gallagher seems clueless, to be honest. Gallagher's always been clueless. Gallagher's big, not being disrespectful for Joe Gallagher. Joe Gallagher, his greatest achievements, you look around, Gallagher generally has been around the British level in fights or 90-10 fights. If you look at percentages of Gallagher fighters that have been in fighters where they're fighting 50-50 fights or 60-40 fights, or when they're total underdogs in a fight, how many fighters has Gallagher then transferred from being challenger to champion or turned them from underdog to winner? That's the percentages of how you can tell how good a trainer is. Don't tell me a trainer is good when you put him in 90-10 fights and the fights are always favoring the guy that Gallagher's training. That's my thought on this. Where is he from? Says Perm. Is he in the USA? I don't know what you're talking about. Don Flamenco, do you have a cold? No, I'm just very tired. A lot of traveling. Very tired. What's his name? I don't know what he's talking about. Do you think Smith should fight next? Go back to British European level? No, absolutely not. I think Smith has come on the world stage now. He needs to stay on the world stage. So he needs to fight people in the top 20 now. Be around that, guys who just passed it and gaining that experience. Because I think Smith has the potential to be a world-class fighter. But, my problems with Smith are his trainer, Gallagher. I think Gallagher is a terrible trainer. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Tuck up, mate. Tuck up, soak up the best much punishment, and then get your left hooks into the body. Doesn't work. Not at the elite level. That work at British level, where guys will stand in front of you and have like a pub brawl. That's all right. Gallagher's good at training fighters for pub brawls. You watch what happens to Callum Smith. You watch exactly what happens to Callum Smith. You mark my words. When Callum Smith steps up in class and fights a guy who's physically big and strong and can move a bit, has got a little bit of movement, you watch Callum Smith get taken to the cleaners. Mark my words, because Smith will do the same crap. Stand upright, tuck up tight, and the guy starts working the ribcage of Smith, and you'll see Smith crumple on a canvas against a guy who can actually bang a bit. Wait and see. You wait and see. So Smith, Callum Smith is just waiting. Is just another victim. It's going to happen. He's going to get destroyed. Wait and see. So I'm just a little tired. That's all it is. What the hell? It could be the cold as well, to be fair. What the hell was Canelo talking about when he said he offered Golovkin two or three times? Huh? I don't know. I've got no idea. I would like to have seen Kellerman interview Oscar De La Hoya in the eye and say, Oscar, Tell us. Why is this fight not happening? We're blaming you as the promoter. Tell us. Now that would have been interesting. But would HBO do that? I don't know. What's the HBO relationship with Oscar De La Hoya? Maybe not. Can't believe Ring Magazine named Trainer of the Year Gallagher. Well, remember, this was the same year that Peter Fury and Tyson Fury beat Vladimir Klitschko. Gallagher won it in that year. Well, I said Peter Fury is the Trainer of the Year for me, followed by Abel Sanchez. And then, what's the other guy, trainer? John David Jackson. Those are my three. Gallagher was nowhere in there. But, hey, politics as it is. Our Red Sox fans, hello, congratulations to Bashir and Usyk. Absolutely. Duncan Harrod, I've always seen James DeGale would destroy Callum Smith. Levels. When you're sitting down and you're talking about, Anthony Joshua's going to smash this guy up. Levels. It's all right watching guys fight off highlight reels and knocking guys over, but you've got to take into consideration the punch power, who they're facing against, who's hitting the back, what the footwork's like, you know, what the defensive capabilities are. All these things you've got to consider when putting two guys in the ring and seeing two guys fight. Those guys who believe Liam Smith could win the fight were being very patriotic. Smith had no chance in this fight, really, because he wasn't prepared for this fight. He was just thrown in there. You know, that's like me having you work at Burger King or McDonald's for, I don't know, you've been working at Burger King and McDonald's for 4 or 5 years of your life. And then I say to you, you know what? Right, the big stage, I'm going to have you work in a 5-star hotel. I want you to cook me a meal at a 5-star hotel. And, you know, you're going to be serving the Queen Mother, the President of America, and the President of Russia, and the President of China, or whatever. You're going to have them all around a table, and you're going to serve them. And we want you to cook 5-star food. You've never cooked 5-star food in your life. What's going to happen? You're going to come out and give you your best shot. You're going to prepare a burger. You're going to prepare a burger or a Big Mac, and you're going to be serving that stuff up to the Queen. And people say, "What the hell is this?" So that's what it is. There's no preparation. You've got nothing. You can only in your brain. You can only operate of what you know, and your brain's almost like downloaded. When you're fighting other fighters of higher level, you're downloading new information. But if your information is all British level, and you're fighting guys at British level, of course, when you step up to world class, that's like putting the Big Mac out in front of a 5-star, you know, a 5-star hotel. You know what's going to happen. It's going to happen. Totally outclassed and outskilled by a better boxer, Adrian Morton. I agree. Yeah, not a fan of Gallagher, says Don Flamenco. Adam's got Gallagher fighters are like flat-footed statues of high guards. Said it already. He was stuttering, LOL. You can see he's scared of Gennady Golovkin. His throat went dry. Very funny. Angel Blackwell. Do you cheer some teams in the Premiership? Example, Liverpool, Man United. Yeah, I support Arsenal. So, yeah. Same thing when probably Arsenal play Barcelona in the Champions League. And the class tells. You know, we're all style and flamboyance, but when it comes down to substance, and it really comes down to it, Barcelona does a number on us. Mark Wheeler, I knew Liam would be brave, but his ear muffs, I can't start wouldn't drop a Canelo. I'm Drew. Adam says you you're gonna put out some fires. You're gonna put out fryers. Well, there you go. That's it. Good point there, Adam. Gav Scott, if I was fighting, I would go to Peter Fury. He gives great corner advice and can read a fight. I agree. Who's win? Last week's Brook or this week's Canelo? They both fought. If you look at Smith and you look at Canelo, Smith and you look at Brook, they fought much of a muchness. They threw some punches, but nothing really to say. Ooh, I mean, they just threw some. They're busy doing their business. You know, both Smith and Brook could have been knitting. What Canelo could have been knitting. Where you know, I don't know, a fly came past and just went in the area a couple of times when you were knitting and you go flick them away like an annoyance. That's how it was. There was nothing you could see the levels they were operating at. They look at if you turn the volume down with Brook versus Golovkin, turn the volume down and watch it. You could see he was landing the heavier punches. And again, I don't know what Smith was just moving around the ring, getting hit with body shots and had no answer. That's what it seemed to me. It was terrible. Liam showed he had a great chin, wasn't walled by Canelo from headshots. So I think he can come again. Yes, but he's going to have to make some serious adjustments to his style. Who do you think is better, Messi or Ronaldo? Ronaldo. We've got Mesut Ozil, mate. Yeah, we've got Alexis Sanchez as well. He missed the penalty. Let's not go there. I don't see Brook hurting Canelo. Canelo would give him a beating. Yes. All these people. Canelo is going to beat the crap out of Kell Brook. You think he took a beating by Gennady Golovkin? He's going to get beaten the crap out of by Canelo. Absolutely beat the crap out of. The only reason why they're looking at that fight is they're trying to avoid Gennady Golovkin, and they'll take the Gennady Golovkin, the Brook fight, so that it makes, you'll say, oh, who did better? Brook at light middleweight against Canelo, or Gennady Golovkin at middleweight? The light middle or middleweight? Brook, you would think, would be better at light middleweight. But again, at world level, who was Brook faced? Oh, he fought Gennady Golovkin and took a whooping against Golovkin, and he fought Porter. I think it's the standards that, unfortunately, the UK has. A guy's tough and he's rugged, he give it his all, but even if you lose the title, he can always come again. And it's a standard we set, rather than say to yourself, no, look, mate, you're not ready for this fight. You're not ready. You need to go and learn your trade. And Liam Smith needs to learn his trade. That's what's happened. So now what happens? Liam Smith versus Kell Brook. Yeah, those two should fight one another. That's the sort of fight. That's what should happen now. Smith, Brook, and then Smith, Brook, and Khan. The winner fights Khan. No, the winner fights, I don't know, Smith, Brook, and Khan. The winner goes on and fights for a world title. The loser fights Khan. Something like that. Rival promoters, Brook and Smith. Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, it's a good fight. And I don't think, to be honest, Hearn's going to care too much about Brook, and I don't think that Warren's going to care too much about Smith. To be honest. At least Box Nation commentary was honest, unlike the biased Adam Smith Sky TV rubbish last week. Carlito, I love to talk to you about this, actually. I met Alan Smith last week, and I talked to Alan Smith. Go back and look at my interview with Adam Smith, and I asked him about mouth-watering fights. And then I asked him about biasness from Sky commentary. He said, don't you worry, there won't be any biasness from Sky on this night or any night. And what did I get? Typical Sky Sports biasness. I like the little combination we've got now between Tony Bellew and Dave Colwell. They'll keep that seat as long as Bellew's world champion. That's what I think at the moment. Blade Materiet. Blade. Breaking news. Intentional blast on busy New York street. Injuries 29 less. Police investigate second device. Yeah, there's a few devices that have gone off. There was another device that went on earlier, I heard as well. What time is it where you're at? 6:30, 6:25 in the morning. Sorry. I know, sorry. No joke. Yeah, I know. I heard about the blast early on in America, and my thoughts and prayers go out to those people in America at the moment. I believe it is the second device that's gone off. I believe there was a device earlier that went off in Massachusetts, I believe. So 10:23. I'd like to know the time that the first anyone knows the time of Blade? Do you know the time of the first explosion went off in the Massachusetts, California? What happened and where? Yeah, there's been some explosions going off in America. Devices have been going off. One went off in Massachusetts. Now I'm understanding one's gone off in New York City. Adam planted by CIA. Well, who knows? That's no good. I have a lot of friends there. Yeah. So prayers go out to those people out in America at the moment to be safe and well, and to know what time these devices are going off in America. It's not good. Yes, close to New York, Massachusetts. I did say that. So New York, yes, that was a couple of hour goals, I believe. So prayers for them, prayers for those people in Massachusetts and to New York and to everyone in America at the moment, because we live in some dark times, and especially with the elections going on in America at the moment, Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, all sorts of craziness is going to be going on now between now and next year. I only know this because my wife's American, but I know that she keeps telling me between now and next year, or when the elections happen, it's going to be crazy until the inauguration when the new president comes in. It's going to be crazy. Um, Anyways, can Gigi make 154? No, I don't think he can. I don't think he can make 154. I think that was big talk. I believe, in my opinion, that Gennady Golovkin is struggling at middleweight, and I believe the only reason why he looks all so good all the time, when he gets to the scales, is because he's fighting regularly. Gennady Golovkin's fighting regularly, 3, 4 fights a year. You do that, it's easy for you to make weight. But if Gennady Golovkin stopped that, it'd make him very difficult to make the weight. And remember, he's 35 years old now. He's 35 years old now, so I believe that Golovkin is struggling at middleweight, and I believe Golovkin is going to be a better fighter at super middleweight. I really do believe that. I believe he's going to be a more destructive fighter at super middleweight. Those are my thoughts on that. For those of you who are new to the channel, please check out our interviews. We've got an interview with Behind the Gloves correspondent, the fabulous Michelle Joy Phelps. We've got her. Check out the interview with Eddie Hearn, talking about being a promoter, talking about intellectual property, talking about cash cow and throwing fighters under the bus, and what happens when a contract's expiring. So we've got Eddie Hearn, we've got Tom Loeffler from K2 Promotions talking about the Usyk fight and how he rates James Ellerby, the Klitschko fight with Fury, the return, and talking about Carl Froch and Gennady Golovkin and whether that fight could possibly happen. Caesar says, damn, Canelo is waiting for Gennady Golovkin to get old. And Warren was trolling him by putting his exchange son on the bill. Yes. Yeah, there was that very strange incident that Frank Warren was trying to put Chris Eubank Senior's son, who Chris Eubank seems to have disowned, on the same bill, who boxes on the same bill as Chris Eubank Jr. Interesting, very, very interesting. Was it a genuine injury? Don't know. The British Boxing Board of Controllers saying that it was an injury. We'll find out more about it afterwards. So, woo, Canelo won, says the real Bosley. Yep. Well, it's to be expected. Mike Tyson says hi. Good night, Angel Blackwell. See you soon, son. So yeah, congratulations to Canelo and congratulations to Usyk, the new WBO cruiserweight champion of the world. This is where I come to the point where I've said it before. There are a lot of British title holders. The UK are very patriotic and talk about how many world champions they've got. Very few of those world champions are genuine world champions. I'd say De Gale. I would say, are you in the UK? I would say De Gale. I would turn around and say Fury. I would say Carl Frampton. That's three guys already. I would say are quality world class operators. He's on the cusp for me. That's four. Not Lee Haskins. Absolutely not. Who else have we got in the UK? A world champion. Croller's got it. He's got it to prove against Linares. Well, I think's on the slide, and it's a good time, but we'll have to see. Jerome Wilson, good evening. Thought I'd tune in on the boxing tonight. Smith found out where he stands with regards to his level. Agreed. But I made the analogy of you working in McDonald's and then thinking you could step up and work in a 5-star hotel and serving, 5-star guests. McDonald's doesn't work. Robin Reynolds says mismatch. Got to agree with you there. Do you think that who do you think is better between Manny and Floyd Mayweather Jr.? I think you got the answer. That's why the two fought. Lee Selby needs a big fight. He does, and I'm telling you already. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I'll keep on saying it until it happens. Um, Lee Selby is a flawed fighter. He pulls straight back from punches with his chin up in the air. It's only a matter of time before he pulls back and somebody hits him with a left hook and knocks him clean out. I'm telling you already. He did the same thing that Michael Hook does. He's gonna get chinned. I'm telling you about Lee Selby. But people saying he's world class and he's this and he's that. Wait and see it. It's coming. I'm not hating on Lee Selby. I think Carl Frampton's a tremendous fighter. He's proven his worth now. I think Fury's done the business against Klitschko. If he does it again, that's even more so. You've got James DeGale. He's fought Durrell. He's fought Butte. He fought Porky. You know, and I don't. How dare Sky put Callum Smith in that same breath? How dare they? It's disgusting. Triple G or Canelo? I think Canelo stands a very good chance of beating Triple G, and I'll tell you why. If Canelo is able to walk Triple G back, that will stop him throwing all those big heavy punches. And I suspect Triple G cannot fight very well on the inside, and I also suspect Triple G does not fight very well when he's backed up. He fights very well with the momentum going forward. If you allow Triple G to set his feet and plant his shots, oh yeah, he's a beast. But I think if you put Triple G on the back foot and you push him back and you land your shots, I think that I think Canelo's got a great opportunity here to really cause Triple G and possibly beat Triple G because Canelo can walk him back. If Canelo's 170 pounds, 180 pounds coming into the fight at middleweight and he's able to walk Triple G back, if he's able to walk him back, absorb those big shots and work the body, I think that's what will happen. For me, I certainly do believe that that's the way forward. Frampton will chin him. Frampton's got a very good chance of beating Lee Selby, to be honest. Got a very good chance. I'd like to see Gary Russell Jr. against Lee Selby, to be honest. I really would. That'd be a great fight. Flanagan, best lightweight in the world? Yeah, really. We've got a guy called Mikey Garcia that would like to see have a conversation with Terry Flanagan. That's another guy who's a world champion or title holder. Flanagan, he'll be on his way out as well. No disrespect. If you cannot fight at the higher levels, if you can't fight, period, you get found out. But I just feel Liam Smith got thrown under the bus, to be honest. He wasn't ready. He just wasn't ready. So check out the interviews we've got on the channel. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, leave your comments, and also share the video. Share it. Tell people about Bayloric TV. Check out the interviews we've got on the channel. Check out our exclusives with the new WBO Cruiserweight Champion of the World. You won't find it anywhere else but on Bayloric TV. Our interviews with Alexander Usyk. We had an exclusive with him in his training camp, and we had a sit-down interview with him. So check out those interviews and an interview with James Elibashir a few hours before his fight against Usyk's fight against Golovkin. So yeah, okay. Who wins? Who won? Liam Smith won by knockout. He stopped Canelo for the first time in his career. This has been Ingram Jones from Bayloric TV. I'm out. Have a good night.